Oh my gosh, what am I riding? This is not my Ibex 450. This is not even close. What am I doing on this? Did I buy it? Why? What was I thinking? Hello everyone, welcome back to Bike Like a Dog. Yeah, I am riding a Honda CRF250L, and yes, it is mine as of about a week ago. Why? I mean, I have an Ibex 450, which by all accounts is a good ADV bike. Why in the world would I go out and get a 250 dual sport? What the heck? Well, I can actually answer that with 2 words. My son. And some of you may be going, what? He made you buy that? No, he didn't. He didn't ask for this. He didn't, no, not at all. But he is a rider. He enjoys mountain biking. All he has for motorcycling is a Ninja 500, which is a good bike, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's not exactly good for going off-road. Wow, these mirrors aren't great. And we have a trip coming up in less than a month where we're going to have the opportunity to do some off-road riding and get in some dirt. And my backup, I mean, my plan was, I was like, okay, well, what I can do is I can trailer up my Ibex, and we can throw his Ninja on the back also. I mean, as long as I got a trailer, why not, right? And then when we get up there, we'll do some demo rides and stuff like that, and have a chance to do some off-road. And if we're not riding a demo or something, then, well, we'll just stay on pavement. And that's still, I guess, that was still my backup plan. But what I started doing was looking for rentals. Whoa, I did not realize this was that tight. Dead end. It's dead ants. Yeah, we're going to turn this around. Anyway, I did want to be able to ride more dirt than that, though. So I started looking for rentals, right? Let's see what we can rent that's up there. And I was finding nothing, a whole lot of nothing. So I was getting a little frustrated. I mean, I had my backup plan in place, but at the same time, I kept looking for rentals. Then a few weeks ago, one of the local riders here, a local group, we got a local adventure rider group that was planning to do a beginner ride. And they saw it down some roads that, if you've seen my Crucial Conversations video, those are the roads, and I'm sure some of those roads are the actual roads that they'll be going on. So I started thinking, well, I'll rent a bike down here. And I know these roads. In fact, I rode my Z500 on some of these roads. That's how tame they are, all right? I mean, they're beyond beginner. And so I thought, well, that'll be fine. I'll find something, even if I can find something just like a Versus or something. It'll still be better than riding on his Ninja. Nothing. What I can find for rent are big baggers, Harleys. I can find some Can-Ans. I can find some, stuff like that. But I can't find anything, nothing else, just nothing. I even pinged the adventure group asking, hey, you guys know anywhere where I can rent a bike? And they were like, nope. Had one, but sold it. Great. Just great. Finally, I found a bike up where we're going to be going for rent. And I was like, yeah! Originally, I was looking at a Tiger 800, but by the next morning, the Tiger 800s were gone. But I did find a Royal Enfield Scram 411, and I watched a Fortnite video on that bike, and he said that unlike most scramblers, which are adventurized street bikes, the Scram is based upon the Himalayan 411, which is an adventure bike. It's a small, underpowered adventure bike, but it is an adventure bike. And therefore, the Scram was theoretically a little more off-road worthy. So I tried to rent that, but then I discovered that unless a bike is listed as being an off-road rental, riding off-road nullifies the insurance. And none of the bikes for rent up there were rented as off-road bikes. Okay, great. Back to square one. But I think about a week later, maybe even less than that, the event that we're going to listed a company for renting motorcycles. I was like, yeah, baby, here we go. And I went and looked, and yeah, they had all kinds of bikes available. It was great. They had Himalayan 450s. They had, I can't even tell you all the different bikes they had available. But there was a wide array. All right, suffice it to say, and I was pretty excited by it. Sorry, nose itch. So I was pretty excited by that. And then I looked at the price, and then there was a delivery fee, and of course the required insurance and everything, which makes sense. I mean, you're riding these things off-road, and they're probably going to get dropped and everything else. So, yeah. Whoa, I slipped that one. So that made sense. But it wasn't clear. It was not really clear to me whether or not it included tax. It was not really clear to me whether it included unlimited mileage. I mean, I just really wasn't. So it's kind of like, gosh, it looks like this thing's going to, start at about $800, and it could go north there. I could very well be looking at $1,000, by the time all is said and done. And I was going, man, $1,000. I mean, holy moly! I could just about buy one for that. And then all of a sudden I went, well, maybe I should buy one. My wife was not crazy about that idea. And I started looking around for used bikes, because obviously I'd want a used one, because if this is something that I'm just going to have for a couple of months, a brand new bike depreciates way too fast as soon as you take it off the lot. Used bike, I could buy a used bike. If I can get one for $3,000 or $4,000, I could probably ride that thing around for, a couple of months and then sell it again for, just about what I had in it. All right, so that seemed logical to me. But I couldn't find anything. I could not find anything until about a week ago. I found at the local dealership where I bought my Z500, I found this bike, 2019 CRF250L, for just shy of $3,000, which meant that out the door, tax, tag, title, the whole shebangs, under $3,500. That's, I mean, talk about right in the ballpark. I mean, that's just knocking it right down the line. And so I was pretty excited about that, and went and bought it. Hid it from my wife for 3 days. Hey, I hid it in plain sight, okay? It was sitting in the garage, and she just didn't notice it because it's a red motorcycle, and my son's motorcycle is red. And even though that meant there were 2 red motorcycles in our garage, yeah, she just still didn't notice it. So, there you go. Anyway, so I bought this thing. It's pretty much the perfect size for learning to ride. We're going to now be able to ride this locally for that local ride. My son's going to be able to learn on dirt because he's ridden mountain bikes, but he's never ridden a motorcycle off-road. So it's going to give him an opportunity to kind of transition over. And and on a bike that, you know, we really don't care about. If it falls over, it falls over, you know. The only thing I've done to it is I did add some handguards. I put on some Zeta handguards because it didn't have any handguards. And, you know, I don't want to break the dang thing. I'm debating whether to put an upgraded skid plate on it beyond the factory one. Although we're going to be riding, beginner routes when we go on our event. We're going to be on pavement, or we're going to probably be doing beginner tracks. I'm not even planning on doing intermediate tracks. In which case, this thing is going to be fine. We will probably never be on roads that have about above, 55 mile an hour speed limit, or at least not for very long in the area we're going. And this thing, as I proved on my way home, it is very capable of doing those kinds of speeds. Shoot, train. So I think this is going to be just perfect. Really, the question's going to be, am I willing to sell it when I get back home? I mean, now, I may run into somebody where we are. This is an ADV festival, so, ADV gathering. So there may be somebody that goes, you want what for that bike? Oh, heck, I'll take it. So, I may not even have to put it on the trailer to come back home, which would make my wife very happy. Well, no, let me change that. That would make my wife very much less angry. As I told the guy in the dealership, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be in trouble, but I'm not going to be in, like, divorce level trouble. So, Okay, I do not see, doesn't look like the train's here yet, so I must have beat it. I think it was just sitting on the side. But yeah, will I be willing to sell it when I get home? Because, I mean, let's face it, I could train on this too. I could ride this thing around town and learn to do a lot of stuff at much less risk on this $3,500 bike than my $8,500 Ibex. Because remember, my Ibex out the door was just under $85. So, yeah, this one's a much less risky, not to mention that because it's a much smaller bike, you know, there's less physical risk as well. So, yeah, am I going to hang on to this one to kind of do some, you know, some learning? I don't know. I really don't know. So, y'all, yeah, subscribe, like, and you know, you'll find out when I do, because I honestly don't know the answer to the question right now. It's a mystery. And if I decide not to sell it, then my wife might make it a murder mystery. So, yeah, there you go. What more can you ask? I mean, entertainment. Yeah, we're here to deliver. Anyway, I do have, however, a lot of that riding I'm planning. Like I said, we're going to be up there doing some demo rides, hopefully, on a bunch of different bikes. And hopefully I'll be able to record at least some of those. And even when we're not on demo rides, the places we're going to be going are going to be gorgeous. So I'm hoping to record a whole lot of content, because a couple of weeks after we get back, I'm getting knee replacement surgery. And that means that I'm going to be relying on that content for a little bit to post some videos. So I'm planning on recording pretty much everything we do up there. Going to be exciting. So anyway, again, y'all like and subscribe, and we'll keep the mystery going. Meanwhile, everybody ride safe, and I'll talk to you later. So long.